Hey guys, in this video I'm going to cover what makes a great FBA food product. If you are making your own food or you're looking to have a co-packer create the food for you and package it, this video will give you some goods and bads about what makes a great FBA food product. Hey guys, it's Damien from Marketing Food Online. I hope you guys, as always, are having a great day. I know that I am. I want to give you guys a really quick rundown of some of the characteristics that make a great food product that can be put into FBA. Of course, Amazon's FBA, Fulfilled by FBA program, is a program that will allow you to ship a product to their warehouse, and then they would do all of the packing and customer service on their end for you for a fee. And that's kind of a really basic understanding of what FBA is. It is a great concept. It's actually helped us grow our business. We have items that we fulfill. We have roughly 700 products listed that we sell. And we've got 45 to about 50, if I'm not mistaken, that are actually FBA items. And all of those FBA items are actually from our brand. And we create those products here in our shop, which is where I'm at right now. So, to get started really quick, what makes a good food product? Now, there's a few things that you need to keep in mind. Before I jump into the characteristics of the product, you need to understand the type of facilities and the type of process that it takes to pull a product and ship it. That is actually very, very important, specifically when it comes to food product, because there are some food products that lend themselves to being better in FBA inventory than others, okay? Number one, I would recommend try to find a package that is either a stand-up bag or a gusseted bag as opposed to a box or a glass container. Why would that be important? Well, when it gets warehoused, once they receive your product, there's going to be someone physically there picking up the product, putting it into their inventory, into the warehouse, scanning it, and then it will sit there. Now, a lot of times on that shelf space, there is a lot of other products within that area that are going in and out constantly. The only thing that I personally, and this is again all I'm speaking from my own experience, when you're dealing with things like boxes, the corners of the boxes, the edges can get dented, damaged, or broken. They can get ripped and torn. Finding a good quality, really thick 5 mil polypropylene style bag, that's actually a certain type of plastic bag. That is what we use on all of the products that we send out. I just don't believe in using the boxes. If we are creating a product and we're shipping a box out, you have the risk of the box itself and the appearance of the box getting extremely damaged or potentially broken open during shipment. And what that's going to do is your customer is going to get that box, the shipping box, open it up, and they're going to see the damaged box, and it's going to make you look bad. It's not going to make Amazon look bad. So why is that so important? Well, of course, because you want your product to obviously arrive to the customer in perfect condition. You don't want them to have a broken product on the exterior of the food product, because what that also does is that gives the customer an idea that they think that there has been some type of tampering or the quality somehow of the product inside the box has been hindered or tampered with, okay? These types of plastic bags are great because they can be moved around and picked up, and they can kind of go with the flow in a sense when it comes to being pulled and put into a shipping box and then sent to your customers. Now, I'm not saying completely stay away from the case pack, the box, or the cardboard box idea, but just keep that in mind that might be something that may be better for you. Now, obviously, if you are creating a salsa, barbecue sauce, or something liquid, you don't put it in a bag. That's understandable. But there are two types of containers that your liquid styled food product can be put into, and I would highly recommend you use plastic. There is a lot of BPA that a lot of the cans and metal cans and other processes to create liquid styled food like salsas or barbecue sauces, plastic bottles that would be kind of lend themselves to a more safer type of product, okay? And again, it's not an issue of somebody cutting themselves or breaking open. It's just a matter of, again, when it's being moved around and shuffled around or pulled and packed, it could have the tendency or the chance or opportunity for it to be on the floor. And if it hits the floor, obviously glass will break. Plastic has a tendency to kind of absorb that and then would probably fare better if it was dropped or if it was misplaced or mishandled. So just keep that in mind, that these are the types of things that I would definitely keep in mind when it comes to creating a private label food product. Now, you can find a co-packer, a company that will actually pack your entire product from recipe to finished product for you. You don't necessarily have to do this yourself. Now, I do a lot of videos, probably done about a dozen videos, I think, about co-packing, and definitely want to keep that in mind. Does it cost a little bit more to produce the product individually? Yes. But to tell you the truth, when you start to deal in volume and you're starting to ship out hundreds of units or even thousands of units to Amazon and your product's selling very well, I would not even hesitate to, we don't even worry about those little incremental cost factors in each individual unit, because as you're selling hundreds or thousands of units, you're still going to make your margin and the popularity of your product can grow. And I really would honestly not make a large deal about the cost that it would be for them to produce the product individually, okay? And a lot of times when you're working with a co-packer, if you're not using Amazon and you're shipping to a retailer, you're really making your money on the case pack. You're not truly making a lot of money on each individual unit, and you need to understand that from a psychological standpoint. Don't dwell on, hey, you know what, I'm making $1 to $2 per unit. If you're shipping out a case pack and it's going to a retailer and they're ordering 100 cases and you've got 24 units in each case, that order itself is going to make you thousands of dollars. And that's really kind of how you need to look at it if you're not going the FBA route. So back to what I was saying about some of the attributes, some of the characteristics of a good food product. So the packaging, I just went over. Keep it in mind. You want to keep something that's safe, lightweight, and it's easy to be pulled out and packaged. By the way, it's a weight factor too. So let's just say, for instance, you had a product and you decided to go in the glass bottled route, okay? Maybe it's a salsa. The weight from that bottle itself is going to weigh a lot more than it would if it's in a plastic style container, okay? Now, when it comes to an FBA fee, because there are obviously fees attached to FBA, the weight of that product, you could sell the exact same quantity, the same volume in a plastic unit. It would weigh a heck of a lot less, okay? And that's going to save you money because then the fees would be a lot less due to the weight and size, okay? So now, number 2, think about the temperature and the quality of the product if it happens to be during the summer or springtime. If you have a product that could be detrimentally, let's just say that it the quality of the product could be detrimental to the type of temperature outside during shipping, that's something to keep in mind, okay? A lot of really good products that make a good idea for FBA are powdered mixes, dried teas, products that are not temperature sensitive, okay? That the quality of the product won't be hindered if it happens to be shipped in the middle of the summer and the customer gets it and it's a box of tea bags, or you have a box of chocolates. Obviously, those two things, you're going to have some issues with the chocolate, okay? Now, there's a lot of other products that could be potentially temperature issues could come up, and the quality of the product could be detrimental, okay? It could be affected in a big way. So when it comes to spices, herbs, pancake mixes, if it's a canned product, now there's a lot of obviously canned products that you can create, private label canned goods. There is a little bit of, again, the weight issue, though, with the cans. But most of those can actually withstand quite a huge fluctuation in temperature. So those wouldn't make that bad of a product. It's just keep in mind the weight. So anything that you can create, the packaging, the lighter the packaging is, the better. Also keep in mind the way that you're packing them in a case pack. Let's say you have a wonderful snack item. It's a trail mix and it's a small bag, but you are selling them by the case pack, not the individual bag. Keep in mind how large that actual case pack is going to be and how many units you're putting in there, okay? Because again, what it'll boil down to is the size, the circumference of the product in the case pack, as well as the weight of that product itself, okay? So anything that can be shipped or stored that doesn't have to be something you need to worry about when it comes to temperature, the better off you are, okay? Obviously, if you are selling something that is going to melt or solidify or even burst open or break open if it happens to be in the heat for an extended period of time, probably not a good product to make and put into FBA. Also, the other thing you want to keep in mind is to try to keep your individual units, if you're selling a product individually, and let me see if I have anything around here. Let me see real quick. Okay, So sorry about that. Okay, so we have a product here. It's a soy nut product. It's a seasoned soy nut. This bag is a 14 ounce. It's a 14 ounce bag. This I do not sell by the pound. I did when I first started FBA. I made a huge 1 pound bag to set my product apart. But the fees for the fulfillment of a 1 pound product and above are considerably different than a product that is 14 ounces or less, okay? And Amazon actually even has a small and light program where your products, if they're within a certain ounce size, and I'll have to do a separate video about that specifically, I believe it's around 10 ounces or less. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that it is. It's around 10 to 8 ounces or smaller. You can apply for their small and light program where the fees are even reduced even more, okay? So, but what you want to do is, this product, I wouldn't hesitate to send away, which actually it is a product that we are getting ready to send out. Hesitate to put this into FBA. It's in the polypropylene bag. This is a 5 mil. That mil is actually the thickness of the plastic. It's very, very thick, okay? There you go. So the bag itself is super thick, very durable, but this can be moved around and tossed around. I know this doesn't break open, okay, unless somebody jumps on it and dances the Macarena or something like that. So anyways, keep it to a minimum. If you can keep it below that 1 pound and you can sell the unit and have a great margin on it, that is the way to go as well. Not to steer you away from producing a product that's 2, 3, 4, or 5 pounds, but just keep in mind that, of course, the better off you are if you're below the 1 pound mark. So there's just a couple real quick tips. I'll do a couple other videos about the fees and pricing for FBA, specifically in regards to some of the food products. But if you're looking into or thinking about having a food product produced or made, also keep in mind the co-packers that you will work with, the amount of product they will create at one time. Some of their minimums are going to be a few hundred units to a couple of thousand to get started. Okay, they do that for a reason because they don't want someone to come and, you know, if they're going to spend a certain amount of time, a lot amount of time filling up 50 bags or 100 bags at a time, they can't make money on that. They have to do it in a certain increment, and normally it's a few hundred to a couple of thousand units at a time, minimum, okay? So with that being said, if this helped you out, give you a little bit of an understanding about what makes a good food product and what doesn't, please do give me a big thumbs up. If you have questions about the video, let me know down below. And as always, if you know anybody who can benefit from my videos or my channel, please